Okay, let's look at this question. If Fn is equal to 3 to the power n minus 27 to the power 15 minus 81 to the power 2 whole mod, which value of n results in the smallest possible value for Fn? So pause this video and attempt this question, and then resume once you are done. All right, so the expression is inside a modulus. So basically, obviously, we are interested in the magnitude of that smallest possible value. And that's what the modulus represents, right? Whatever value is inside the modulus, it could be negative, zero, or positive. Whatever comes out of it is a non-zero number. All right, but we are interested in value of n, right? So what value of n makes this entire expression of fn smallest possible? Okay, so if you look at uh, the second and third term in this expression, these seem to be made of powers of 3. So let's try to decompose those expressions and see what powers of 3 do we get. So 27 to the power 15 is nothing but 27 is 3 to the power 3, and we have a 15 on the power. So 3 to the power 3 into 15 is 3 to the power 45. Okay, so 27 to the power 15 can be written as 3 to the power 45. Similarly, 81 to the power 2. Now 81 is 3 to the power 4 and then multiply 2 that we already have. So this is 3 to the power 8. Okay, so we've got the decomposition of these second and third terms into the power of 3's. Now let's look at the entire expression again. So this entire expression is modulus of 3 to the power n minus 3 to the power 45, as we have just found out, minus 3 to the power 8. Okay. Now we can write this expression as 3 to the power n minus, which we can take common, minus 1. And inside the bracket, we can have 3 to the power 45 plus 3 to the power 8, right? Inside the bracket. There's no harm in doing that. Okay. Now, if we have to make this entire expression smallest, right? Minimum possible. So the idea should be that, ideal if we had no restriction, ideally the minimum possible value can be 0, right? If this second expression would have been equal to 3 to the power n, but that is not the case here, right? So the whole idea is to make this expression 3 to the power 45 plus 3 to the power 8 as close as possible to 3 to the power n. If we make this expression as close as possible to 3 to the power n, this difference will indeed give me the modulus of that difference will indeed give me the smallest possible value for fn. Now, if this concept is clear, let's look at this expression now. Let's put a magnifying glass on this expression now, which is 3 to the power 45 plus 3 to the power 8. Now, from here, it is clear that this expression is more than 3 to the power 45, right? It's something more than 3 to the power 45. Now, looking cursorily to these answer choices, we can see 15, 44, 45, 46, 49. Now, if but how big to 3 to the power 45, and how how much close to 3 to the power 46, we need to see this. So let's do this. Let's take 3 to the power 45 common. So what we have inside bracket is 1 plus 3 to the power 8 minus 45, which is 3 to the power minus 37. Okay, great. Now, clearly this entire expression, this expression, this small second term inside the bracket is a very, very, very small number. It is basically 1 to the power 3, 1 by 3 to the power 37, right? So it is very, very close to 0, in fact. So the expression 1 plus this number is very, very close to 1. So basically, this entire expression is very, very close to 3 to the power 45. And obviously, it is very far from 3 to the power 46, because if we had to move from 3 to the power 45 to 3 to the power 46, we will have to multiply 3 to the power 45 by 3, right? Then only we will get 3 to the power 46. And this basically means you are adding 2 to the power 45 3 times, right? Plus 3 to the power 45, right? But this expression is much, much greater than 3 to the power 8, isn't it? If you compare these two expressions, obviously 3 to the power 8 is much smaller in value. So obviously 3 to the power 46 is much bigger than this entire expression. And also we could have directly seen it from here that this second term 3 to the power minus 37 is very, very small. So basically this boils down to uh, 45 as the value of n that will take this second expression closer to 3 to the power n to minimize the entire value. Therefore, the correct value for n is 45. So C is our right choice. Thank you.